This is part of a short series I'm going to do, which is a long-term use series. Basically, it's going to be reviews on knives I've owned for a few years, or I guess just doesn't necessarily have to be 3 years time, but extended use. I guess that's the best term. I think regular reviews, initial impressions are pretty good. But a lot of the stuff I review that you see on my channel, some stuff I get in pass arounds, and some stuff, maybe I just got and I'm shooting a review on it. But one thing I do whenever I review guns on my channel is I don't really like to review it until I have a lot of experience with it, until a lot of rounds are through it. So in this particular review, we're going to do the Tenacious, because this is a knife that I have had a lot of experience with, and it's really been put through its paces and seen a lot of extended use. And it's something that probably this is the most used knife that I have actually in my collection. This knife is significant to me because I used to be in knives when I was a kid, and then I kind of just fell out of it. And then I saw a review on this knife on YouTube, and I was very convinced that it was a good knife, and I bought it. And this is what just started the entire addiction all over again. So maybe that's not a good thing, because now it's I'm several knives into it, and the addiction is definitely back on. But the Tenacious is still in my collection today. And I use it a ton. It's a great EDC, and when I first bought it, it was my carry EDC. But I don't carry it a whole lot now, just because I have I usually carry a volley song now because I'm always flipping, so I want that on me, and I don't really want to have two knives on me. So that's one reason I don't carry it. But if I do carry a pocket knife, or folder I should say, I tend to choose something that's just a little bit more narrow, maybe just a slightly smaller profile than this. But don't get me wrong, I did carry this pretty extensively in the beginning, and I still carry it once in a while, and it's pretty comfortable. The thickness is not it's not crazy. It does seem kind of like a bigger knife, but it doesn't carry like a big knife at all. It carries actually very, very comfortably. So as you can see, there's a lot of rust inside there. And the thickness here that you see, it's or I shouldn't say thickness, but rather the height of the knife really is not. I always thought this would be a problem when you carry. I carry either in waistband, so it would like, if this is like the front of my pants, it would clip on like this on the very front of my pants. I don't really feel it. It doesn't really affect it. Or I'll carry on my right pocket, down in this manner. And really I don't notice it a whole lot. I've actually even carried in my back pocket, so it would sit like this in my back pocket, and all the way on the right hand side, and even then it's pretty comfortable. Now when it's not being carried, this is actually my kitchen knife, believe it or not. This thing, I just use it and abuse it. We use it in the house every day for almost all food prep. It's a very useful blade because it's a full flat grind, which in my opinion is the most useful EDC blade grind there is, because there's nothing here obstructing the cutting surface, and it has a nice sweep. And literally, it's not so much me. When I first was using it for that purpose, I would take it out, dry it off, and let it dry properly. But people in the household, they just literally throw it in the sink, and I'll just come to the sink, and it'll just be dirty dishes, and the Tenacious just sitting there with food and crap all over it. And it sits there, overnight for a very long period of time, which is why there's some rust developed and everything on this particular knife. You can see there's There's quite a bit. There's probably like there's still like food left in there. I didn't even clean it for this review. If I close it here, you'll see there's a little bit of rust, but nothing serious. Like I've actually polished it off a few times and it wasn't a big deal. But the way it opens now is a little bit rough. It has the phosphor bronze washers in there. So this thing used to open pretty slick, but it wasn't really meant to be like a quick flip open knife anyway. But you can't really get that action now, because you can see it kind of gets stuck. But I've cleaned it up a few times, and after you do that, it opens up pretty smoothly. Plus you can adjust the screw. Play on it is still pretty tight. I can probably feel a little bit, but again, just tightening the screw down a hair would get rid of that play. So this is really, I think I've had this about almost 4 years now. 4 years, and at least the last 2 years, it's just been sitting in the sink, getting cut every day. I brought it out to you know, barbecues and stuff like that where it gets used for food prep there. This tip actually got dinged up, and I've sharpened it so many times now that you don't even see it. So this knife is technically a hair shorter than when I originally bought it. You know, just to give you an idea of how you know, how old and worn it is. This steel, whatever it's called here, this ACR 13 MOV, is pretty good. It doesn't hold its edge quite as well as in my experience as say S30V or 154 CM, but it's a little easier to sharpen in my opinion. I mean, I kind of suck at sharpening knives, but this is one knife that I can spend a little bit of time on with the shape maker, you know, rods, and with a little bit of time I can get this thing really sharp. So it's pretty easy to sharpen, and it holds its edge for a while, but I do see that it starts to get dull slightly quicker than other steels. Yes, I do use it more, but there's other knives that I have that I'll probably be doing a similar review on. This is my Benchmade Osborne 940. This is S30V, and it's seen maybe not quite as much consistent use as this blade, but it's seen a lot of use, and I feel the edge holds a little bit better on this S30V type steel. But still, very easy to sharpen, and it'll hold the edge for quite a while. So I'm pretty happy with this steel. I don't mind it at all. I don't mind if it's easy to sharpen. You know, I don't really have a problem with it, because I don't mind taking the knife out and sharpening it once in a while, so long as it doesn't lose its edge, like, you know, in an hour or something like that. Pocket clip is still extremely strong. Really no other sign of if you just consider the amount of use this knife has had, the wear and tear on it's really not bad. All you see here is just, you know, food and debris. That's not rust or anything. So the knife's held up very well. This was a when I bought it, it was a $30 knife. It's probably still a $30 knife, and it comes in color variations now too, which is pretty cool. And it comes in like the, what is it, the I forget the name of it, but it comes in a slightly smaller version where it's maybe like that long. And you know, so it's definitely a successful knife for Spyderco, and rightfully so. So that's a long-term review on the Spyderco Tenacious. Excellent EDC. I highly recommend it for anyone who's just looking for a good you know, a good overall EDC type of blade. So thanks for watching, and you know, if you have a Tenacious, leave your comments below. If you have any questions, leave them below.